What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. I'm Drew Bosley. You can find me on Twitter at ArtisticGamer28, and that's the one, the only. It is Scott Savage. You can find him on Twitter at Savage. Scott, what's happening today, brother?
Oh, I've got those tired eyes again, man. It's been a couple long nights in a row.
Whole lot of gaming going on in our world, man. It's non-stop around here, that's for sure. Absolutely.
I'm not complaining.
Nope. Dude, there's so much. We were just talking about it again. Elden Ring is still like littering my entire Twitter feed. Then everybody is still on that game. I know Nate's in it. He was in it last night when we were gaming, playing some more Siege. But dude, there's lots going on in our world. Just like you can be joining us live over on twitch.tv/theofficialitg, as well as YouTube at ITG Reviews. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later. InsideGame.ca, podcast services and TV streaming networks around the globe. Scott, before we get into today's show, here's a little word from the Main Mission charity stream coming up on April 2nd. It's the ultimate Easter egg, a streaming campaign like no other, a mission with the goal to change lives in real life. I challenge you to join me on the Main Mission, a charity stream campaign to raise funds for Covenant House. From March 7th to April 1st, we welcome everyone to join this fundraising mission to benefit youth who are homeless, trafficked, or at risk. The campaign will feature prizes, giveaways, and big surprises. And on April 2nd, we join forces with some of the biggest content creators and gamers to raise maximum funds. Help us change the game. Can we count you in? That's right, you can be joining the stream right now, help support a great cause over at mainmission.ca, and then come and hang out with all of us on April 2nd for a 12-hour stream. Scott, coming up on today's show, that's right, we got it. We got the PlayStation State of Play recap. We have our thoughts and the rundown for you. Microsoft is the highest rated publisher on Metacritic. And then, of course, if we get to it, there's a lot more on today's show, but I don't know if we'll get there, dude.
Yeah, there's a lot of topics here. The hottest off the press being the State of Play yesterday.
Absolutely.
I was really excited for it, despite everybody saying, okay, pump the brakes, measure your expectations here. But I couldn't help it. I did get really excited. How about you?
Okay, that's what I wanted to discuss right off the hop, our overall thoughts. For me, 20 minutes, I think at this point for a State of Play, I think we know what we're getting into, right? I think 20 minutes kind of lines up. Hey, we got a bunch of stuff to show you in a short amount of time, but don't expect anything like high level sort of thing, right? There's reason to be excited because, dude, there's a couple things here I was pretty excited for. However, it's not that like big E3-esque reveal anymore that we used to get, right? There's no big major moments. I think when we get into something that's more closer to a 40-minute scenario, maybe then have high expectations. But going in, dude, when they said temper your expectations, I went, oh man, like when are we gonna get the hot stuff, the big stuff, the big massive reveals coming out of PlayStation? Because the last few State of Plays have been just kind of meh, like, you know what I mean? Not a lot we're getting out of them. The last one we had was Gran Turismo 7. Now that's for some people, not for us, so we've talked about that, and you can definitely
quite as exciting as it could have been.
Well, exactly, right? And even the one before that was a little underwhelming as well. So moving forward, I'm going, okay, 20 minutes, don't expect too much, but we did get into a few things, Scott, so let's break it down. As
I saw one comment on Twitter that I thought was pretty funny. I'm not going to name, but they said that State of Play 20 minutes could have been an email. And I thought, oh, that's rough.
Yeah, right. And I think that's
some people's take.
Well, that is a lot of people's take, I think, at this point, right? I've seen some other people, they're giving it just an okay viewership rating, right? Dude, there's about 200,000 people watching, I think, on YouTube yesterday. So there's a lot of people interested, but I think there's also a lot of people kind of somewhat disappointed. Capcom opened up with Exoprimal coming in 2023. This will be on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Scott, what did you think of Exoprimal?
Yeah, everybody seems to think that was
Dino Crisis.
Dino Crisis, yeah. I've seen a couple comparisons, actually. The main character that they show off actually does look like the Dino Crisis character as well. So I thought, well, that's kind of interesting. But it was funny. Everybody thought, okay, good, this is Dino Crisis. And then they went, oh no, I hope
It's
this
not.
isn't Dino Crisis. I hope it isn't was an interesting idea. I've never played Dino Crisis, but I imagine it's not waves and waves of dinosaurs like we saw.
Yeah, no, this one's it's interesting. It didn't really hook me though. Like I'm not all that kind of impressed by it. I think some people are gonna have a good time, but for me, dude, I'm probably not gonna play it if I'm being honest. It doesn't
Oh,
interest
I
me so
said,
much.
yeah, yeah. When I watched it, I said, "What is this? The third extinction?" Because it reminded me of Second
Yeah.
Extinction. It
Yeah,
really did.
exactly. From there, we got into something you're hyped for is Ghostwire Tokyo coming up on March 18th. We know a lot about that one already. From there,
Yeah.
yeah, you want to touch on it at all?
Oh, there wasn't anything new shown, I don't
Yeah,
believe. We had quite a lot of other things beforehand that were shown, and they went through gameplay and different
yep.
environments and the yokai. So there wasn't a whole lot they could have shown there.
No, which is fair. And then they had Final Fantasy Strangers Paradise Origins trailer, and that one's dropping on March 18th, which is just next week, dude. That's another big game for a lot of people. Not really one I was kind of. I don't. It's, Final Fantasy has me. Sometimes I'm really interested, and other times I'm just like, I'm not. I'm not there. There was a huge focus. Obviously, they said it was coming. That it was going to be a heavy focus on a lot of Japanese partners and studios coming over. They did, but they also trickled in a couple other things. But we'll get to those. Scott, one game I'm definitely hyped for, looking forward to, and we just saw the unfortunate delay until October 11th is Forspoken.
Yeah. Oh man, does that look like it's a big, solid, ambitious project though?
Sure does. So they can take all the time they need, right? Get ready for it because, dude, on
Yeah.
October 11th, I got high expectations. Dude, the fall is already looking to be nerve wracking. There is also Gundam Evolution. This is a 6v6 title coming in spring
Yeah.
2022.
This one actually excites me a lot more. I was not expecting a Gundam game ever, really.
Sure.
Looking back at Gundam, I played the Dynasty Warriors one that had, just thousands of them being wasted at a time. And
Yeah.
that was fun and it fit canonically with Gundam. But this one seems to be, a first/third person shooter, a little
Yes.
bit more of an arena thing. I don't want to describe it by saying it's like Halo, but it's just that kind of setup, two teams in a small map.
Yeah, it's funny
And
because
that looked exciting.
I went to Overwatch. I just automatically kind of
Oh,
it has an Overwatch like feel to it. I'm sure it's not, but
needs objectives and character.
yeah. Well, there was some.
For that.
Yeah, no, I think we didn't get too much information on it. Gundam is just not
No.
one of my kind of go-tos. Again, dude, it's just one of those things. I was just like coming out of this, it's
I'm
just
thinking, how are
underwhelmed.
they gonna wedge a romance subplot into this? It is Gundam after all.
That's true. It's very true. Now we did see a nice little trailer for some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collection coming
The
in 20.
Cowabunga collection.
It's coming in 2022. I know a lot of people are pretty pumped for that. And my oldest was like, that game looks like it was way back when. I'm like, dude, I did play that way back when.
Yeah, you are correct.
That's right. That's why they called it the collection.
I can't see TMNT without thinking of Corey and that
Yeah,
one day.
oh my goodness.
And so I'm hoping Corey enjoys this one. Maybe we can get him on.
So what Scott's referencing is when we were way back in the studio, we used to be in front of a green screen. Now, obviously, because of COVID and things, we changed how we produce our shows. So back in the day, we were doing a podcast as well, and we're all sitting in the green screen, and Corey has this green Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles shirt on, so all you'd really see was like from Corey's head up. And it was pretty funny. It was,
I think you
one of
did
those
a
moments.
nice little Photoshop on that one too. If I recall.
Yeah, it was. You had to mess with them. It was funny. But we also saw Giga Bash coming in 2022, PS4, PS5. Scott, a lot of 2022s, but no official dates.
Yeah, that was interesting.
It was.
Well, I guess it's a safe kind of bet. Don't give away all the dates because it might be subject to change.
Sure.
We've seen that happen with Forspoken. So
Yep.
there's like this balance that developers are way more aware of the effect of trailers, announcements, and
Yeah.
I like that they're being a lot more careful about that because
Absolutely.
nobody wants to get spun up for nothing.
No, 2022 is a safe bet. And then if you go, sorry, we're gonna push it to 2023, like, oh, okay, that's fine. There's no official date on it anyways, right? So you don't get the feedback or the brash kind of responses, I think, that a lot of people are trying to avoid now. That's for sure. Dude, they got into one weird game. JoJo Bizarre All-Star Battle comes in early fall on PS4 and PS5. A lot of cross-generational stuff too.
I saw this and I went, what is happening? What is this game? And
man,
I thought maybe, okay, this is a shonen game, maybe? And then I saw JoJo and I'm, yada yada. I thought, what? Okay, I've heard that, but it's a whole game devoted to JoJo fighters. That's cool. There's 50 characters it mentions. So I'm thinking,
that's right.
It's not a small anime fighter.
No, it's not. One that caught our interest though a lot was Trecto Yomai coming in spring 2022, PS4, PS5. Devolver Digital is involved in here. They are publishing the game. Dude, this feels like a Devolver Digital title, and it has me pretty pumped.
There's something that they didn't mention, of course, in this presentation, but I've seen it online talked about. This is supposed to be one of those day one Game Pass games.
Oh, nice. Really?
So I was not expecting to see that, but I only own an Xbox right now, so that's exciting for me because this one looked good.
It does. It looks very, very good. I'm pretty pumped for this one. It looks very cool.
The style of it, the black and white nature, that kind of. It feels like almost a dated idea of samurai action, but it looks really cool.
Dude, just a shout out to Ghost of Tsushima. You can play that entire game in black and white.
Oh, that is cool.
That is very cool. And again, one other title that we are pumped. So honestly, there's 3 I was really excited for, and a couple I was kind of like, all right, I see where it's going. I kind of like that. But really where I got pumped was the co-op that was announced for Returnal. March 22nd, a free update, right? We're getting another level 2. The tower, what did they call that? Hang on 1 second, Scott.
Yeah, it was mentioned later on. I saw people talking about it as a brand new campaign. But I don't know what campaign means in regards to a game like this. Does that mean one level, a new biome? I'm not sure.
I will tell you. How about that? It is the Tower of Simphis. With the Returnal, with Returnal, we aim to create a balance between intense action, exploration, and haunting narrative. This comes from the PlayStation blog, by the way. The procedurally generated biomes offer a deep and an intricate challenge. With our Ascension update, we wanted to offer new content and also a new way to engage with the game where your survival skills and perseverance will be tested. True to the arcade roots, the tower is effectively our endless mode is basically what's going on here, Scott.
Okay. Survival, yeah. I did see something about that, which
is cool.
This game is pretty hard, I've heard. So co-op sounds like it would be a welcome.
Absolutely. I think co-op would be a great experience with this. Obviously, we all played it solo. I reviewed it for the show. You can go check out my review, my raving review, I'm going to say, over on InsideTheGame.ca or on YouTube at ITG Reviews. But yeah, dude, the game was awesome. The fact that Housemarque brought more content, like they've been slowly trickling out updates and little things here or there, but we're getting into a whole new game mode. We're getting in with co-op now. So this is one of the Japanese partners that weren't Japanese, right? They said this mostly focused on Japanese partners and studios, which is fine. But then they also said, well, you can expect other stuff. And this is why, if you check out our thumbnail, we heard rumblings of Sly Cooper's domain getting updated. So we kind of speculated that was coming today or yesterday's event. So that didn't happen. But we did see something of Returnal and Housemarque. So that was pretty exciting for me, man. I was pretty pumped for that.
Yeah, it's like they looked at their lineup and they went, well, okay, we can fit a few more in here. Returnal, come on in. Housemarque, what do you got?
The thing is, right, when you do a showcase like this that's 20 minutes long and you focus heavily on one specific kind of area, you're not going to have that for everybody. So how do you open that up a little bit? Well, then you bring in Returnal, right? You bring in other games that kind of just trickle in other people's genre preferences and stuff like that. So that was cool.
Otherwise, it was very heavy on the RPG look to it.
Absolutely. Which leads us into the Diofield Chronicles of 2022, Scott.
Yeah, no, that one was the turn-based tactical game, I believe.
Yes.
at first I thought, okay, I like this world. This looks really cool. But then
Yep.
it got into that turn-based, and I went, well, not exactly.
That's what turned me off too, dude. The minute I saw the turn-based thing, I'm like, okay, here's my issue as of lately, dude. The older I get, the slower games become, the more I fall asleep on them. So it's one of those things. I'm like, oh, turn-based, right? And I just
Yeah, I
it
think you
takes
have to
me
be
out
in
of
the
the
mood
game.
for it, really.
Yeah, you need to be in that chill, relaxed mode and want to do that kind of scenario. But
It's funny because you play MLB, and to me,
oh,
that's like a very slow game. Now, obviously, it can't be much faster. It's baseball, but
sure. It's man, you gotta nail those pitches and cranking a home run or a grand slam. It just
that's true. I'm just not very good at the game.
just gets my blood going, dude. It's awesome. But they wrapped up the show. It's funny because the show ended. I was like, oh crap, it's 20 minutes already. Like it's over. That was it. But they ended with Valkyrie Elysium coming in 2022, PS4 and PS5. I thought it ended off pretty well. I was just shocked that it was over.
Yeah, kind of just the last 10 minutes of the presentation were just gone in a flash. But
Yeah,
this one, again, I look at it and I go, the world looks really cool. I like this kind of art style behind everything. I think that's what I remarked about at the time was
absolutely.
It has this filter over it, but it's not hyper real.
Yes,
And
cool.
the combat being, well, real time. It looks almost like Final Fantasy 15 to me, and I like that game.
Yeah, there's a lot of heavy focus on RPGs, JRPGs throughout the presentation, and I'm excited for some. Overall, Scott, I thought it was just an okay presentation, right? Like there's some highlights to it, but a lot of lows kind of sprinkled within it as well. And it wasn't a whole high pace action like we're gonna get. Hopefully, somewhere closer to E3, perhaps.
Yeah.
Right?
No, Tokyo Game Show, that's always a possibility.
Absolutely. Yeah, you never know what you're going to get there. But Scott, that was our recap of the State of Play. Let us know what you think. How'd the State of Play go for you guys? InsideTheGame.ca, you can always let us know. Or over on our Twitter at the official ITG. Hit that follow button. We got a another giveaway coming up next week too, Scott.
Now, if you're just mad about God of War not being shown off, just put God of War. That's okay. You can just let us know.
We get it. We feel your pain.
Yeah.
We feel the pain. Dude, what's not feeling any pain, though, is Microsoft was Metacritic's highest rated publisher in 2021 with the largest average score ever. Comes from Chris Scullion over at VGC. Metacritic has revealed that Microsoft is the winner of the 12th annual Game Publisher Rankings Countdown. At this point, Scott, does Metacritic mean much to you?
I paid much attention to the Metacritic. And I'm not really sure if there's like a well thought out reason. It's just something I never had in front of me, so I just didn't really consider too much.
No, for
it's
sure.
It's like Rotten Tomatoes. Like Rotten Tomatoes, I'm aware of it, but I don't really take a look.
And that's fair. I think that's justifiable too, right? At this point, I think a lot of people just go to their own content creators to kind of get their feel of what that game is rated at, or this, that, and the other, right?
There's a thing that I try to do where I don't watch reviews, particularly about games that I'm either gonna have for the show or I'm just interested in.
Yeah,
because it's what I do. I don't want to have that polluted.
No, absolutely. I think we're in a bit of a unique situation because we need to form our own opinions before we get somebody's insight on the game, right? Where I know Northern Nerdcast follows our stuff very heavily and will watch our reviews before deciding whether or not he should pick it up, knowing off of our play styles of what kind of suits him off of how we play and what kind of games we prefer, right? That sort of thing. But 10 products published by Xbox Game Studios were reviewed in 2021. 5 games released over various formats, and the average Metacritic score of 87.4. Of these titles, 100% were rated good, and 3 of them were rated great, scoring over 90. Forza Horizon 5, Psychonauts 2, and the Xbox Series X version of Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Oh, I still haven't played that one, man. I want to so bad, but I just haven't.
Yeah, it's very sim focused. That one is not for me. I'll crash that thing in 2 seconds.
I'm hoping for VR support on the PC. That way I can just put the Oculus on. I have the throttle and stick, so it's just like I'm right there.
That's cool. That's very cool. According to Metacritic, this marks the first time a publisher has ever averaged over 85 Metascore in a year since the annual rankings started 12 years ago. Sony had to settle for the silver medal, coming in second place with an average Metascore of 81.3. It released 11 products, 10 separate games, and one MLB The Show released on 2 formats. That would be the Xbox as well. That was a weird one, I'm going to be honest.
That was strange. When we learned of that, it went, what?
Yeah, that was MLB pushing them to make the change. And yeah, apparently they won. Of these 11 products, the 10 were rated good, but none were rated great, with an average score over 90. The game that affected Sony's position most was Destruction All-Stars, which released a disappointing Metascore of 62. That one did not go over very well.
What even happened with that game?
It vanished. Honestly, it vanished. And then we heard rumblings that they were working on the next Twisted Metal title, and then that got pulled. Yeah, there's a lot going on. I know. Yeah, we'll see. Microsoft could only manage 6th place, while Sony on the 4th, the winner. What was that? Both placements were an improvement over 2020 ranking. Oh, okay. Which was that. But this year's score was Microsoft in 1st place, Sony at 2nd with an 81.3. Microsoft was there with 87.4. Humble Games with an 80.9. Activision Blizzard with 80.6. Bethesda Softworks with 80.2. Capcom 80.6. Bandai Namco 78.5. Sega with 77.6. Electronic Arts, it's in the game. Yeah, 78.3, and 505 Games with 75.1. There
you got my voice acting voices kicked in now. EA Sports.
It's in the game.
It's in the game,
dude. It's one of yeah.
My favorite version. E.
Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry, everybody.
It's so dumb. It's great though.
Scott, we actually have some releases today.
Hey, yeah, that's a nice change. It was quiet for a little while there.
That was crazy. What do we have?
We have Ashwalkers on the Switch. We have
reviewed that.
Forgotten Gods.
We reviewed that one too. I'm going to tell you right now, stay the heck away from that game.
Harsh. It is on Game Pass, so I'm going to try it out. But that is PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox One, XS, Switch, and PC. Then we have, I'm going to leave this one for last. We have Submerged Hidden Depths on PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, XS, PC. We did a little preview on that one. And Workshop Simulator on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Drew is always excited about the simulator.
I can't get over the amount of simulators that just keep getting pumped out day after day after day. Lawnmower Simulator, Workshop Simulator, there's Hobby Simulator, gas station Simulator. Like, dude, I can like both hands will be full of simulators. And somebody is obviously playing these things. If you do play them, hit me up. Artistic Gamer 28, let me know, what am I missing? Because there's something I'm just not understanding here. I played The Sims back in the day, and that got old real fast because I can barely manage my own life, never mind somebody else's. So to do this, it's not that appealing, Scott, to me. But somebody likes it.
Lawn care simulator, that one looked kind of, I can almost understand that. When you see that nice checkerboard pattern across a lawn, okay, maybe I kind of get it. But.
Really? Though, dude, I saw the other one. I saw Power Washer Simulator.
Yeah, that's funny. My brother's thinking about starting a business, and I thought, why don't we try this out?
You should try the simulator first, see if you like it. That'll tell you whether you want to get a job in it.
A lot of money.
Oh man, so weird.
We have Young Souls, and that's on PlayStation 4, Xbox One. It is releasing on Game Pass. It's on Switch and PC. And last but not least, I've been excited about this game for far too long.
Here it is.
Chocobo GP on the Switch. Move over, Mario. There's a new kart racer in town.
Dude, how good do you think this game is?
I have hyped myself up a little bit too much, but I think it is going to be a solid game. And I'm looking at it, and it kind of gives me that Crash Nitro look to it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think there's something there. The only thing we've seen lately out of racers is Mario Kart getting an extra 48 tracks.
Yeah, no, that was a big move on Mario Kart.
Dude, that's a ton of tracks. That's a new subscription idea, I think, that Nintendo's toying with. But getting back to Chocobo, dude, it reminds me, what reminds me of is Sonic's Racing.
Oh, I never played Sonic Team Racing.
It was good.
I know that Danica Patrick's in it, and that's really cool to me.
That is cool. Scott, what else is cool is that? dude, the show's over. It's been ITG Daily, the show that brings you everything in the world of gaming. You can always check us out over on twitch.tv/theofficialITG, as well as ITG reviews on YouTube. If you can't join us live, hit us up later. InsideTheGame.ca podcast services, TV streaming networks around the globe. I'm Drew, that's Scott. We'll see you all tomorrow inside the game.